I'm going to stand with my leg next to his leg, take all the slack out of the leash. Now it's tight. I'm going to add, with him right next to me, I'm going to add a couple inches. What I'm looking for is, as he's walking next to me, I want to be able to swing my arms naturally and have the leash stop and start at the beginning and the end of my normal arm swing. There's my normal arm swing right there. I'm going to mark the end of the leash where it is in my hand, and I'm going to add about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Then take this hand off. The reason is I don't want to wrap this leash around my hand. There's lots of small bones in here. He pulls real hard, he'll break your hand. So I take this hand off. I want to put my wrist on top. I don't want to grab it. Everybody wants to grab it. Put my wrist on top and then wrap this around 2 times. Don't grab it. That's again the next thing everybody tries to do. Put the leashes together, turn and grab both of them. So I can tell on this leash I'm just almost right next to this leather. Now it's around my wrist. If I needed to correct him, I could use my wrist, my hip, because it's short enough, not like I would be way up here. That's a little long, so I'm just going to take a little more slack out right at the bottom of the leather. There's my normal arm swing.
Got it.
I put everything in this hand. If we're walking and he's right next to me, he's not getting any correction. But if he's in front of me, every time my arm came back, he would be getting a correction. If he's behind me, every time my arm came forward, he would be getting a correction. Where's the best place for him to walk?
Right next to you.
Right next to me. That's all. He's going to figure that out. I don't have to do anything. The prong collar will do all the work. All I got to do is stay relaxed. Now, when we start or where we turn, I like to let him know.
Okay.
I do a sound. I do a...
Okay.
That means we're going or we're turning. He'll learn it after 2 or 3 times. Now he doesn't feel the prong collar. He knows we're turning. And I just walk like I normally walk. So you can just wrap this one time around your wrist. It's just once around, and I'm grabbing. This, put your hand through and grab the leash. We want it on your wrist, but this is too long. So I take and I flip my wrist around. For you it would be twice, and grab the leash. Now it's all on your wrist. It's not going to hurt your hand. If you're walking and he does something and you try and correct him, remember, you don't have to use just your arm. You can use your hip, your whole body, because the leash is so short. If you have a long leash, you can't really do that. So if you try and correct him and you can't, he's like really after a squirrel or something, he's really intense. Open your hand. He's now going that way. Grab your other hand. You go this way. The two will meet.
Is that like a level 9 correction?
That's like as hard as you can correct. That's when I do a level 9,
wow.
It's that way.
Okay.
You do 1 or 2 of those, he's not going to do that anymore. 1 or 2 of those, he learns not to do that. All right, so when we're coming towards you, see how he's wanting to pull? Because we're coming back to you. So we're going to do a 1-step walk. All a walk is a bunch of steps. I created this to teach him to walk perfectly. I take my outside leg, I take a little bigger than normal step. When I catch up to him, I do a little stomp with my foot. That's his sound telling him we're stopping. So it looks like this. He stopped the first time. You're not even using the leash.
What?
Now he's learning, that means we're stopping. The other thing I like to do is slow motion walking. You might want to be in front pulling. A lot of dogs that have been on harnesses and stuff, they're in front, they're pulling. Let's do the opposite. You're back here, we're going to go super slow. So slow motion walking is just like it sounds. We're going whatever speed I want. So between slow motion and 1-step walks, it teaches him to walk perfectly and you're not even using the leash. You could correct them, but why? Just
right.
Teach them how to walk perfectly. Okay, so pull up. I'm going to stop, do a 1-step walk. Good. So I don't have to use the leash. Whatever speed I want. All right, let's talk about the 5 things people do wrong walking their dog. First one, they have the wrong equipment. They have harnesses, collars, gentle leaders, which don't allow you to correct the dog. They just try and distract the dog or turn its attention somewhere else. If you have a prong collar, they know it's on, you have perfect behavior. Second problem, people have the leash too long. Look how short the leash is.
Yep.
It's just that length. If I start letting him be out there, now he's in charge of the walk. He's on point in the military, out on patrol. He's got to worry about everything. Third thing, they see a problem, a potential problem, and they start pulling on the leash. You just made the leash tense. You just told him you're nervous. Now he's got to react to protect everybody. First thought, when you see a dog or a skateboard or something that your dog's reacted to in the past, relax the leash. Don't be the one that gets them going. If you need to correct them, you're going to pop the leash and correct them. That's another thing people do wrong. So it's getting some slack, doing a quick pop, and then immediately relaxing the leash. Classic, another thing people do wrong. They see a problem, they start trying to reassure their dog or talking to it. It's okay, no, easy. When do you do that? When nothing's going on, or when there's a problem? When there's a problem. You just told your dog there's a problem. Why tell them there's a problem? Or not correcting hard enough. They're worried about hurting little baby. Instead of doing 1 or 2 corrections that stop the behavior and then never having to do another one because he understands.